Hey guys, it's time to do our out-of-box review for the high-grade Universal Century Zaku II Char Custom unit from Gundam The Origin. So this is once again just a slightly different take on the Zaku II that we all know and many of us love. This is of course in the Char's color version, so the colors are going to be quite similar to the RG. And it is missing one of the shades though, but it is very close in terms of the colors, and I'll compare that in a little bit. I'll show you those next to each other so you can see that. And basically what this kit is sporting is just very nice articulation and just a lot of really great new engineering that they've put into this kit, so it definitely has that going for it. That's going to be probably the biggest plus. Aside from just the fact that this has a lot of great details all over the kit, it's that articulation and engineering in it that's going to be what's making this kit special. Now, is the kit perfect? No, it does have a few flaws, not a lot, but a noticeable amount of things that kind of took away from the build for me. As I was building this, there were certain parts that I really enjoyed and there are certain parts that just kind of took me out of it. So overall, the build itself was actually just kind of so-so. There are some parts in there that just I think are not quite what they could have been, and so I think that despite this being definitely a step in the right direction, I think it's not quite perfected yet. So let me give you a look around the kit. Right now, as you can see, there's basically three different shades of red and then gray for those parts. So we've got just the plain red for the backpack, and this darker red for basically the body, and this lighter, it's kind of salmon, but it's a little bit darker than salmon color here for most everything else. So the colors do look very nice. It definitely does have that going for it. That dark red for like the main body is not really my favorite shade of red, although I think they did the pink really well in that it doesn't really look so much like pink, but it does look like just a pretty nice color on there. Some other good things that you might notice about the kit is just the proportions. I do really like the proportions on this kit. Probably the most notable proportion change are going to be the very large thighs on this kit, which I like. I think it does look really good. It's really fitting for the design of the Zaku, I think. I don't mind that at all, and I actually quite like the new design of the thighs there. Another big noticeable change is going to be on the head, and in that it's definitely a little bit more like downward sloping and elongated, but that kind of fits with the older designs anyway of the I guess I should say with the older artwork, and just of course with the Origin artwork as well. So that's fitting, although that is not really to my taste, but everything else is looking pretty good. Why don't we take a look at the articulation now, and that'll give me a chance to point out some of the things closer up that are maybe some of the negative points of this kit for me. Alright, so starting off at the head, the first thing you'll notice is that there is no clear piece in there in front of the mono eye. Basically what that piece is just the gray piece inside of there. And actually the other disappointing thing about that is that that is the sticker on there, but if you don't put the sticker on there, that's just a flat gray piece. There's not even like a circle molded onto there. So even if you wanted to paint that, then you just have to paint like a perfect circle on there. Or you just have to use like a circle gem or some other sort of circle sticker or something, kind of decal or something like that. So basically that is a little bit disappointing there. The tubing around there is just pretty normal for a high grade, so nothing really special. The tubing in other areas though is not good for me, but here on the head it's fine. The articulation of the head is good. Some really nice forward and back motion there. Going to be going up, not all that much, only about that much, and then down quite a ways there, so no problem looking down, but up of course just going to be hindered by the back of the head running into the backpack there. And then just of course normal motion, a little bit side to side, but of course just due to the design of the Zaku, of course with those cables on the side, it's not going to get all that much. One thing I forgot to mention on the head was that usually to turn the mono eye you have to take off the top, but on this it's underneath. You just have to pop off the head, and then there's this switch that you can just turn a little bit to the side, and then there you go. That's how you turn the mono eye on this one. So then moving on to the chest, this is one of the things that was very surprising for me because I didn't know that it actually had this feature when I was building it, was that the sides of the chest can close in like that. So when you want to bring the shoulders forward, you can actually close in the chest like that, and that works really well. The one thing about it is that I've found that it just does it just when I'm trying to pose some other stuff, like something, and it's closed when I don't want it to be closed. So I just have to keep an eye on that. The shoulders then, of course, the joint can come out like that. So you're going to have no problem bringing those arms far in front of the kit like that. No problem there whatsoever. Of course, you've got a swivel under the shoulder there, and then just kind of normal rotation. The other disappointing thing about this compared to the real grade is that the real grade had really nice mechanisms for bringing the shoulder armor out on both sides. You could like pull it out away from the kit. This is just attached to the top of the arm and this side as well. It's a little bit different. It does come out a little bit like that, the shield there, but not really as much as I would have liked it. It's as much as you're really going to need, but just the mechanism on the RG is so nice. I kind of really grew fond of that, and to not have it here, but again, it is just an HG. So here in the elbow, a very nice double jointed elbow. There's no problems there. The other thing I should mention about these joints, especially like everything in the arms and the legs, are really sturdy. They're definitely very nice joints there, so no problem. The wrist, just normal. But the forearm, there is one thing I should mention too, is that there is a full inner frame going through the arm, so that is pretty cool. Not something we usually see on a high grade, of course. Though this piece here, as you can see, that seam line right down the middle of that forearm is going to have to be a seam line you're going to have to get rid of, and this is just 2 parts, so just this wrist part would be really easy because it's just a small flat surface, but then it does continue onto that upper part of the forearm there as well, where it's curved and it has the panel line going through it, so it's just going to be a little bit tricky seam line to get rid of there. Trickier than others, but still surely not impossible. That's kind of negative there, but could be a lot worse. Then let's go to the waist. The waist has some really nice articulation forward and back. The forward articulation, I think, is what you're going to want to utilize probably more than back, because that works really well for some poses using its weapons later. But then we also come to a huge negative for me with this kit, and that is this piece of piping. As you can see, it has those kind of folds in it, so you're able to bend it to this right shape, but those folds are just very obvious and kind of definitely detract from the look of this being one solid cable. I suppose when you're looking at the kit from the front, of course you can't really notice that. And if you're just kind of looking at the kit, it's got enough details everywhere around it that you probably just wouldn't notice that all that much, but it definitely is noticeable if you look closely, so that's kind of sad. These thrusters on the backpack, of course, just move up and down a little bit there. The back skirt does not move at all. The side skirts do open up a little bit. The front skirts do open up like that quite a ways. They're pretty nice articulation for those. Those can come up all the way up there, no problem. The hips are on a swinging joint, so if you can see inside of there, that joint can swing back and forth, so that's pretty nice. Then just the normal swivel here. Nice double joint here at the knee, very nice joint there. It's only able to get about 90 degrees, a little bit more than 90 degrees, but it does work very well, and with the knee part kind of separating there, it looks very nice. So that is good, and of course you're able to bring in the leg up nice and far there. Let me refocus that for you. So that's good that you're able to bring that up like that. And then here's the other big negative for me, is that this piece of power cable there on the side, it's basically just one solid piece, and it's just kind of fitting in there. It's not even actually like plugged into anything, it's just loose like that, so it's just kind of floating in there. Again, it looks fine, but just in terms of the engineering, it's not great, so I don't know. So like I said, basically that's the thing with this kit. There are a lot of areas where the engineering is really, really nice, and then some areas you're just like, huh? Then coming down to the foot, this is one of the areas where it is really nice, so we'll finish on a high note here. Nice movement there, side to side with the ankles and front to back. Of course, not going to get much back because of the back of the leg, but front, now watch this carefully, when you bring the foot forward and bend the toe forward, the foot automatically separates down like that, if you can see that. That this part bends automatically when you pull that down. So let me put it back and show you again one more time. Just goes like that. It's slight, it's very slight, but it's definitely really cool just that they built that in there. Definitely one of the nice points of the articulation for this kit. So that covers that. Let's move on to the accessories. Okay, first thing, these are not accessories, but these are the 3 extra parts that you have. Just the head that is not accommodating the commander antenna, and then the sides of the chest that don't have the Vulcans built in there. I'm guessing these are going to be used for the Black Tri-Star Zaku that we're getting shortly. And then we have an action-based connector, and it's actually more along the lines of a master grade action-based connector. Usually for high grades we normally have like the peg style that just pegs up into a polycap between the legs, but this we're having like the master grade kind of clip style that just clips onto the part there between the legs. And then for hands, I've just got the 2 holding hands on the kit now, and then we also get a open hand, but this is actually kind of a for the left hand it's a like rifle support hand or just a weapon support hand there, or it can just be an open hand, and then a trigger finger hand for the right hand, which can be used for its weapons. Now, kind of sad that we don't get any closed fists, and kind of sad that we don't have a second trigger finger for the left hand. But of course it is an HG, so to get 4 different hands is pretty standard. Anything more than that would be kind of out of the ordinary. Then for the Heat Hawk, we have 2 different versions here. Basically the open one, or maybe activated one, and this one does not have a peg for pegging onto the actual kit itself, whereas the closed one, or the inactive one, does have a peg. So this is the one that you can plug onto the kit. This is the one that you're supposed to hold in its hand if you want to pose it together with that. And just to quickly compare this to the real grade version, this is the high grade, this is the real grade. They're actually quite similar in terms of just their size and general shape. Of course the real grade one does have some more details in there, which is nice, and that is actually 2 different parts, which is cool too. But they are very, very similar. Next we have the big bazooka. I do like the look of this new bazooka. It's a little bit beefier than the old one, I think. It's definitely beefier than the real grade version, which I'll show you in a minute. There's just one sticker there that I put that on there just for the review for you guys. You're probably just going to want to paint that or something later. This does come with a few extra things that you're going to need. Of course, an ammo pack for that. It just slides into there, just like that, no problem. Definitely looks pretty nice. And then we have 2 more ammo packs for this, and these can be plugged onto the shoulder armor very, very easily. There's just 2 pegs there, and they just fit right onto there like that. One, and the second one there like that, and then there you go. That's your extra ammo there. But that's not all. There's one more thing you get for that, and that is this piece, which is a holder, an adapter kind of piece that will allow you to mount the bazooka for storage on the backpack. Now on the backpack there's these 2 holes here on the top on this side and on the top on that side. We're going to go with this side. You just plug this in like that. Then the manual tells you to fold the secondary handle. I guess I should mention about the articulation on this, sorry. This handle moves like that. This handle moves up and down, which is very, very nice. So when you're holding it, it can go up over the shoulder very easily. And then of course this sight can move up and down like that. So anyway, we're supposed to fold that like this, and then it clips on to there, no problem. And now that is all mounted up, and that just came off. And that is what that looks like. And real quick, just to compare the new bazooka with the real grade bazooka, this is the new one, this is the real grade. As you can see, there's quite a difference there in terms of their overall size and length. Here's these two compared at the end, and this one's a good 2.5 centimeters, about an inch, something like that, longer. So compared with the Zaku itself, here you can see is the height. The bazooka is taller. The real grade bazooka is shorter. And finally, the reason probably why a lot of people are going to be getting this kit is this new long rifle. Again, just put the sticker there on the site. Otherwise, it's a very simple in terms of its construction. It's only like maybe 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Pretty simple, but as you can see, the details on it are really nice. It looks amazing, looks really good. It's huge. It's much taller than the Zaku itself. It's longer than the bazooka as well, so that's really nice. But it's light, and as I said, the joints on the arms are very strong and secure, so it doesn't have any problems holding it. So let me get this in its weapon holding hand, its trigger finger hand, and I'll show you as it's posed up. Alright, so the long rifle is in hand. Now let's see how well it can hold it up, just straight armed like that. Please, no one actually try to do this pose, it looks ridiculous. But just to give you a look at how it can hold that, it's not working out well, just straight armed like that, but I mean, not sure you would really expect it to with just the length of that. I'm sure you could kind of jimmy that around and maybe even use this as kind of a support on the back. No, if you bend the elbow a little bit, then that's working. It's holding it up there temporarily, but probably not for that long. Why don't we put the secondary hand on there? Of course, like this, it's probably going to have no problem with that elbow bent because the elbow is definitely strong enough. It was just the shoulder that was having trouble holding up the weight of the arm and the gun itself. But now that's looking much better with the holding hand on there for the left side. Of course, there's going to be no such weight issues at all now. And if you'll notice on the side of the rifle, there is a small circle peg there, actually on both sides. You might think that that might allow you to plug this onto one of the side skirts, similar to like the Heat Hawk, but it's actually a slightly larger peg, so it doesn't really fit into that hole. If you wanted to drill out that hole a little bit, make the hole a little bit larger, you could put this on there. The peg is maybe slightly long enough, but otherwise I'm not really sure what those pegs are actually for. They seem to be just for the design of the mobile suit itself, as probably just a way to cock the rifle, to pull back the spring, whatever it's called. Sorry, I'm not any expert on guns, but you know what I'm talking about, right? So that does it for its accessories. Before we get to the end and I show you guys some of the posing options for this kit, I just want to compare it with the real grade. Now this is a real grade that I used for a custom project, so this is basically all that's left of it. But anyway, you can still get the idea in terms of just the colors and details. In terms of the details, I mean, the high grade is looking very nice. Of course, the real grade, as I said before, I think the head is much better design. I prefer the head on this, and it's nice that it actually has a piece of plastic inside there and an actual piece for the mono eye, which is good. Of course, the tubing on the real grade is going to be much better. Those power cables, might think about maybe swapping out these power cables. I might swap out the entire head and then these body power cables as well, take them off of this and put them onto this guy. Something that I might try to work out. But otherwise, the colors, as you can see, that red body color is quite similar, but that salmon, the lighter color, is definitely much more different than I remember. The real grade is much lighter, so that's just so you can see that, you guys. Of course, there's going to be a lot of differences in other areas, but those are some of the main differences. So that is just about it for this kit. As you can see, it's going to have no problems pulling off some really awesome poses with those awesome weapons, the nice articulation, the great details. It's definitely going to be a great looking kit. As I pointed out, there were some negative aspects to it that I didn't really like, but no kit is ever perfect, so this kit is definitely much more good than it is bad. The negatives on it are just very, very small, but I just wanted to point those out to you guys. As you can see, as I have it now, it's got the extra bazooka ammo packs on there. I've got the bazooka and the heat hawk here. You can load all of the weapons onto there, of course, so as I showed you already, bazooka can just put onto there like that. And the heat hawk, you do have some options, as there's a port on the back skirt and then there's a port on both of the side skirts, so basically anywhere you want to put that. I found that it's kind of strange that the the kind of plug on the side of the heat hawk is on that side, because then when you put it on this skirt where it's usually at, it should be kind of the other way around. I feel like it should be like that, or we're usually seeing it like this, or like what, I don't know. Anyway, but maybe like this with the handle up, or what, or just on the back skirt. Yeah, how about we just put it like that for now. So there it is. A kit that can actually hold all of its weapons is always good, and so this is really nice that this is able to hold everything. So yeah, a great first kit in the high grade line from Gundam the Origin. The gun tank early type looks like it's going to be an amazing kit as well as all of the other kits coming out. There's the high mobility type Zaku 2, Black Tri-Stars 1, and then there's two different versions of the Goof we have coming, prototype Goof, and then the other one. So definitely looking forward to all of those kits as well, and can't wait to see what else we're getting from the line. Oh, and the mobile worker, of course. That one's going to be a very, very unique and cool addition to the line. I would definitely recommend this kit. Some people have already been asking me as to whether I would recommend this or the RG, and personally I think because the prices are still pretty similar, I mean this kit is probably going to be about maybe $10, somewhere between it's probably going to be about $10 cheaper, let's just say that, probably. To pay $10 more for the RG, I would probably recommend getting the RG just because it has so much more there. It has a full inner frame. It doesn't have some of the weapons like the extra bazooka, extra ammo packs, and of course doesn't have the long rifle. But it just has kind of the normal Zaku weapons, so if you're a little bit tired of that, that might be kind of boring for you. One good thing about this is that it has these nice new weapons. But I think just the RG is still just a better kit overall, I think. But of course, if you want those new weapons, or if you want the new details and proportions for this kit, then obviously this is going to be the one you're going to want to go for. So essentially it's still just all about your personal taste, but if I had to choose one kit, I would probably choose the RG, but this kit definitely is very, very nice. So that was my thoughts on this kit. Let me know what you guys think. If you've got the kit, leave a comment below and let me know what you guys thought of it, or if you're thinking of getting it, leave a comment below and let me know what you're looking forward to about the kit, or what you think looks good or what you think looks bad about the kit. I enjoy hearing from you guys. And just a reminder to all of you guys, in my last video I said thank you for 5,000 subscribers, and I announced the giveaway that I'm going to be doing. I'm giving away 5 different kits for that, so if you want to win a free kit, go and check out that video. I'll put a thing for it right there. And then you can enter to win, yeah. So 5 kits I'm giving away. Really easy to enter, just go ahead and do that, and then the due date for that, once again, is going to be June 16th, 2015, so you have just under 3 weeks. So thank you guys for watching. Look forward to hearing from what you guys think about this kit. I like it, definitely. It's definitely a good kit. I'm looking forward to the rest of the line. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.